So we used to take these trips. Sometimes we would go to hospitals. And we go to the hospital mainly so that my mom could refill prescriptions for a chronic 35-year backache and knee ache and whatever other ache that they prescribe opioids for. And when we went to...
She gonna talk about the dude in jail, baby.
Hospitals would be like fun time, like, yay. You know, it's just the emergency room right in the next town. Because we're from a really small town. The next hospital's in the next town. So she'd be like, oh, you guys, I think I'm going to go to the hospital. So me and my little brother would be like, yay, hospital, yeah. Right? Because going to the hospital means, oops, I shook my phone too much. Going to the hospital meant coffee. We didn't ever have coffee in the house. We were allowed to drink coffee at that age, but we never had coffee in the house. So it was exciting because we could go into the waiting room and make our little coffee with the stirs and all that stuff. Another exciting trip was the prison, right? And it's exciting because it's like we live in a country town, so nothing really had metal detectors. Nothing had, I probably didn't see a metal detector until my first trip to a prison. So nothing other than like in movies. Nothing had metal detectors. We would go with these sandwich baggies and everything was clear. There was this cute little clear bag. So anything that we needed and all of the like coins, it'd just be a whole bunch of quarters, right? So that whoever we were visiting could eat out of the vending machine. So we would go with these quarters in this clear bag like, yeah, prison time, let's go. Now you would think that young kids, we've seen prison movies, I saw Shawshank, okay? You would think that you know that there's the potential for, you know, murderers and robbers and violent, dangerous people in this prison. I don't know, well, maybe we weren't conscious of it. I was 11 and younger. Probably the first time when I was maybe 9 or 8. So I'm just like, hey, prison time. But the first guy that I remember, I know we visited other people. Those were probably people we actually knew. But the first guy that I remember going to see consistently, his name was Mario. He claimed to know my mom through somebody else. So there was like a mutual friend or whatever. And he was like, oh yeah, I remember back in the day, we used to go to the such and such, he mentions a club and or a bar, and we used to kick it and we used to be out here and
Nony's daughter.
And remember, he just started naming off people. And he sent her like this,
I don't want to show her name,
with his picture on it in the shape of a heart that he had made in prison shop class. So it was like it had her name on it and all that. So it was like real cool. It was like, okay, dude, don't put some liqueur on the prison shop box. All right, so we're gonna go see dude. So we go. It's exciting. And every time after that, it's exciting.
Very well spoken.
Conversations were had in front of me that I may not have needed to be privy to, but in that time frame, I recall her saying something about the guy wanting her to sneak drugs in. I think statute of limitations is up, maybe, for that. There may not be one. Either way, if they investigated it, they won't find nothing, so it'll be all right. Nobody's incriminated here. But there was a point where she was sneaking drugs in to the prison, and I guess she was sneaking it in her crack or in her booty. I don't know, something to that effect, right? But he wanted her to do more and to do it in another manner. I think that was probably a little more invasive. And she was talking to somebody and she was like, girl, because he been wanting me to do this, right? So around the same time, we're visiting this same dude. And my little brother, Zachy Packy Wacky, Zach is over in this corner where there's like this mural or whatever, because you know every prison got the little corner for the kids, and it's got like the little Disney characters painted on the wall and stuff, and they got a VHS and a little TV, the little box TV. Don't nobody ever see those anymore. And we're over there. I'm watching Zach. Now, all of a a sudden, this Negro, again, I'm at least, I'll say 9 or 10 by this time. Zach walks up, I guess to the friendliest prisoner he saw. I didn't see friendly. And he's patting this dude. Zach's like knee-high to the man. He's patting the guy on the thigh. Hey, with a VHS in his hand. Hey, for those of you who don't know, that's the tape. That's how I used to watch movies before DVDs. You know about DVDs? Before Netflix and Hulu. So he's like, hey, you put this in here? And I caught him, and I ran up and I grabbed this, and I said, we don't know these people. Don't you be talking to nobody in here. Get back here. And the dude, he had his arms crossed. He's looking down at me. He was laughing. He had all these goals in his mouth, right? Arms just busting out the seams. And in that moment, I looked over to where my mother was sitting with the other prisoner. And I saw her lock eyes on this prisoner that was now about to put the tape in for my little brother. And he was just like, dreamy. Love at first sight. So I'm like, bro, next thing you know, now we're going to go visit this dude. Now this is prison bay. We're going to go visit dude. And we're going to see him. I had to already be 11 by that time. So maybe I was 10 before that. But if you ever wonder why I don't mind public speaking, especially when it comes to ministering. I do that publicly and with fervor, because whether you question it or not, by way of the Spirit. I've always been generally a shy person, but another thing is I just don't like the spotlight. I don't like attention, and there's probably a multitude of stories that go into that. But here's a piece of it. When we would go to these prisons, she would make me sing this song to the prisoners. It was called Jesus' Name Above All Names. Now, Jesus' Name Above All Names, they made me sing it at the church like every Sunday. Sometimes I didn't mind. Then I started getting picked on by the choir director's daughter for it. And then I didn't want to do it no more. And for a number of other things. So I didn't want the attention, because if the attention comes with bullying, I don't want it.
This is Nony's daughter. Anybody just coming in?
My mom would make me sing the song. That's how I know it was somebody before Mario. Because it was like at least 3 different people I had to sing the song to. It was like a show, a pony trick. Like she didn't want me to sing any other time. But I was supposed to sing this song on command when we went to the prison. Jesus, name above all names. You can call it a crack if you want to. But I'm going to share my story. So, a lot has happened. So, I would have to sing this song. And because I would have to sing this song, any love I had for singing for real, I kind of just started stuffing it back in. I really didn't start singing again until I was like,
girl,
in college. There was a minister. She was a pastor, but she was also the librarian at our university. She was like, do you ever sing? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, yeah, you sing to make yourself feel better. And that's when I started again.
See how the people saying.
But anyway.
They trying to help her.
But anyway, that was something, that was an activity that went on there. So, it was interesting.
Girl, I was up all night.
When you think about all of it, and you start trying to dig and look back and see, what is this related to?
Girl.
But yeah, continuing on. So we switched prisoners. We went to go visit the other prisoner. So while we're visiting the other prisoner, it's like maybe 3 months in. I want to say about 3 months in. And they're like, we're getting married. So my grandma, my grandpa, they warned her, like, don't do it for obvious reasons. She would ask me, what do you think? On multiple occasions. And every time, I don't know why, because I was kind of a smart kid. But every time I'd be like, I don't think it's going to work. She'd be like, you're just saying that because mama and daddy are saying that. And I'd be like, no, I'm saying that because it's common sense.
It's heavy, y'all.
And then I just get beat down. So it's like I get to beat down every time, but I keep saying the same thing. Why am I doing that? It's like truth it just be coming out my mouth for no reason. Just shut up, little girl. But yeah. So she used to beat me because I said that it wouldn't go work with the man after she asked me. And there were times even in the prison. There was one particular time.
Fuck. I don't clicked out of it, but listen. A lot of times this happens in households where the mother don't know how to be a mother and treating the child like they got two relationships. Like, you my friend, I need your advice. Should I marry the man in prison? Like, how do you lean on a 9, 10, 11-year-old, whatever age she was? I don't care who wants to be specific about what age she was. Why do you need this minor child to help you make a bad decision? Why do you need this minor child to help you fuck up? Oh, girl, we gotta go back.